In this video, we are going to break down 3 artificial intelligence companies that could quietly become some of the biggest winners of the AI revolution in 2026 and beyond. These are massive technology businesses that sit at critical points in the AI ecosystem. They build the processors powering data centers, the networking infrastructure connecting the machines, and the global platforms where artificial intelligence reaches billions of people. Hit the like button, share the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next important financial investing update. Remember to do your own research before you invest in any stock. Let's start with the first company. Advanced Micro Devices, ticker symbol AMD. To understand why AMD matters in the artificial intelligence era, you first have to understand how the AI revolution is actually being built. Artificial intelligence is not just software, it is infrastructure. Behind every large language model, every AI-powered assistant, every recommendation algorithm, and every machine learning system is an enormous amount of computing power. Training modern AI systems requires massive clusters of processors working together inside data centers. These processors must perform trillions of calculations per second while managing enormous datasets. The companies that design those processors sit at the center of the AI economy. Advanced Micro Devices has become one of those companies. For years, AMD was considered an underdog in the semiconductor world, but over the past decade, the company has executed one of the most impressive turnarounds in technology. It redesigned its chip architecture, regained competitiveness in high-performance computing, and began winning market share in critical segments like data center processors. Today, AMD produces some of the most powerful computing chips used in servers and cloud infrastructure. That matters because the AI revolution is largely happening inside massive data centers owned by cloud providers and large technology companies. These facilities contain thousands of servers filled with powerful processors designed to handle complex workloads. As artificial intelligence models grow larger and more sophisticated, the demand for these processors is increasing dramatically. That demand is one of the major reasons AMD has become so important to investors. The company's data center segment has been expanding rapidly as businesses build new infrastructure to support artificial intelligence workloads. Training large AI models requires enormous computational resources. Running those models in real-time applications also requires specialized processors capable of handling high volumes of calculations with extreme efficiency. AMD has been developing chips specifically designed for these types of tasks. These processors are used by data centers to power artificial intelligence research, machine learning development, and large-scale cloud computing environments. And the market for this type of computing power is expected to grow significantly over the next decade. Major corporations are investing billions of dollars into AI infrastructure. New data centers are being built around the world to support the growth of artificial intelligence systems. Every new data center requires thousands of processors. Every processor must be designed by companies with deep semiconductor engineering expertise. This is where AMD's long-term opportunity begins to emerge. But AMD's business is not limited to artificial intelligence alone. The company also produces processors for personal computers, gaming systems, and enterprise servers. This diversified product portfolio provides multiple sources of revenue and reduces dependence on a single technology cycle. However, artificial intelligence is clearly becoming one of the company's most important growth drivers. High-performance computing is now one of the fastest-growing segments in the semiconductor industry. As more industries adopt AI technologies, the demand for powerful computing infrastructure will continue expanding. Companies that design the chips powering that infrastructure stand to benefit from this long-term trend. Another reason AMD has been able to compete effectively is its relentless focus on performance innovation. The company invests heavily in research and development to improve chip architecture, increase processing efficiency, and reduce power consumption. In modern data centers, energy efficiency is extremely important. AI workloads consume enormous amounts of electricity. Processors that deliver higher performance while using less power become extremely valuable to data center operators trying to manage operational costs. AMD's advancements in chip design have allowed it to compete aggressively in this environment. Over the past several years, the company has steadily improved the performance of its processors relative to competing solutions. As a result, many cloud providers and enterprise customers have adopted AMD chips as part of their computing infrastructure. Winning these types of customers can have long-lasting effects. Once processors are integrated into large-scale computing environments, switching to alternative hardware can require major engineering changes. This creates a form of technological lock-in that strengthens relationships between chip designers and data center operators. AMD has been steadily building these relationships across the technology industry. Another important aspect of AMD's strategy is its focus on the data center market. Historically, the company was known for consumer processors used in personal computers and gaming devices. But over time, AMD has shifted more of its attention toward enterprise computing and cloud infrastructure. This transition has allowed the company to participate directly in the explosive growth of data centers. The global demand for cloud computing services continues to increase as businesses move more of their operations online. Artificial intelligence is accelerating this trend even further. Training and deploying AI models requires massive computing resources that most companies cannot build on their own. Instead, they rely on cloud platforms that provide access to powerful servers and specialized processors. These platforms depend heavily on companies like AMD to supply the hardware powering their infrastructure. As the AI economy grows, demand for high-performance processors could continue rising. That creates a significant opportunity for AMD over the long term. But the company's potential goes beyond simply selling chips. AMD's engineering capabilities allow it to continuously improve the performance of its processors over time. Each new generation of chips introduces architectural improvements that increase computing power while improving efficiency. These advancements help AMD remain competitive in a rapidly evolving industry. Technology leadership is critical in semiconductors. Companies that fail to innovate quickly can lose relevance as customers migrate to faster and more efficient hardware. AMD's recent track record suggests it is committed to maintaining that innovation pace. The company has been consistently releasing new processor generations designed to compete in the most demanding computing environments. That focus on high-performance computing places AMD directly at the heart of the artificial intelligence boom. As AI models become larger and more sophisticated, the need for powerful processors will continue increasing. And companies that supply those processors could see long-term growth as global demand for computing infrastructure expands. Now, before we move on to the second stock, a quick message from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Value Stocks Investing Master Course. If you're looking to grow your wealth by investing in solid, undervalued stocks but not sure where to start, I created the Value Stocks Investing Master Course to teach you how to identify great companies, make smart investment decisions, and build a portfolio that lasts. Click the link in the description and pinned comments to get the course today and take control of your financial future. Now let's move on to the second company, Broadcom, ticker symbol AVGO. If AMD helps power artificial intelligence with processors, Broadcom helps connect the entire system together. And this is one of the most overlooked parts of the AI infrastructure story. Artificial intelligence systems require enormous clusters of computing hardware, thousands of processors working together simultaneously inside large data centers. But those processors cannot operate effectively without high-speed communication between them. Every time an AI model is trained, enormous amounts of data move between servers, storage devices, and processing units. If the networking infrastructure connecting those systems is slow or inefficient, the entire AI system becomes less effective. That is where Broadcom comes in. Broadcom designs some of the most important networking chips used inside modern data centers. These chips manage the flow of data between computing systems, allowing thousands of processors to communicate with each other at extremely high speeds. Think of them as the digital highways that connect AI processors together. Without fast networking, even the most powerful processors cannot operate efficiently. As artificial intelligence models grow larger, the amount of data moving through data centers increases dramatically. That creates growing demand for the networking technology Broadcom provides. While companies designing processors often receive the spotlight, the systems that connect those processors together are just as important. Artificial intelligence models are not trained on a single machine. They are trained across massive clusters of computers working simultaneously. Inside a modern AI data center, there can be thousands of processors running complex calculations in parallel. These processors constantly exchange data with each other while training models and performing inference tasks. The speed at which that data moves determines how efficiently the system operates. If communication between processors is slow, the entire AI workload becomes inefficient. That is why networking technology has become such a critical part of the AI ecosystem. Broadcom designs the specialized networking chips that allow these massive computing clusters to function smoothly. Its semiconductor products are widely used inside data centers to handle switching, connectivity, and high-speed data transfer between servers. These networking chips are responsible for directing enormous amounts of digital traffic across computing systems. Imagine thousands of processors sending data back and forth across a network simultaneously. That data must be routed, prioritized, and delivered without delay. Broadcom's technology performs that role. As artificial intelligence models become larger and more complex, the amount of data moving through these systems increases dramatically. Training advanced machine learning models requires processors to share massive datasets across clusters of servers. The faster that communication happens, the more efficient the training process becomes. This is why companies building AI infrastructure invest heavily in high-performance networking systems. Broadcom has built a strong position in this market. Its switching chips and connectivity solutions are integrated into many modern data center architectures. Because of this deep integration, replacing those components can be extremely difficult for customers. Once networking hardware becomes part of a data center's architecture, switching suppliers often requires redesigning large portions of the system. This creates a durable competitive advantage. Companies operating massive data centers value reliability, performance, and compatibility. Broadcom's long history in networking technology has allowed it to build trust with large enterprise and cloud customers. These relationships can last for many years. Another important aspect of Broadcom's business is its ability to combine semiconductor technology with enterprise software. The company has built a significant software portfolio that helps organizations manage complex digital infrastructure. These software platforms provide tools for monitoring networks, securing enterprise systems, and managing large-scale computing environments. While semiconductors drive a significant portion of Broadcom's growth, its enterprise software segment provides an additional layer of recurring revenue. This combination creates a diversified business model. On one side, Broadcom benefits from the growth of artificial intelligence infrastructure and data center expansion. On the other side, it generates recurring revenue through enterprise software solutions used by large corporations around the world. Diversification like this can make a company more resilient across economic cycles. Even if one part of the business experiences slower growth temporarily, other segments can continue generating strong cash flow. Broadcom has built a reputation for strong operational discipline. The company focuses on high-margin businesses and critical infrastructure technologies where it can maintain strong competitive advantages. This strategy has allowed Broadcom to generate significant free cash flow while continuing to invest in new technologies. Artificial intelligence could become one of the most important drivers of future growth for the company. As AI adoption expands across industries, the demand for large-scale data centers will likely continue increasing. Every one of those data centers requires advanced networking hardware. Processors need to communicate with storage systems. Servers need to exchange data with each other. Massive datasets must move across computing clusters efficiently. Broadcom's technology plays a key role in enabling all of that. Another reason Broadcom remains attractive to long-term investors is its scale. The company serves some of the largest technology customers in the world. These organizations operate enormous digital infrastructure networks that require reliable hardware suppliers. When Broadcom's products become part of those systems, the relationships can last for many years. Technology infrastructure often evolves slowly because companies cannot afford downtime or compatibility issues. This creates long-lasting partnerships between infrastructure suppliers and their customers. As artificial intelligence continues to drive demand for computing power, networking capacity must expand alongside it. Processors alone cannot power the AI revolution. They must be connected through high-speed digital highways capable of handling enormous volumes of data. Broadcom provides those highways. Now let's move on to the final company in this video. Meta Platforms, ticker symbol META. At first glance, Meta might appear very different from the other companies discussed here. Advanced Micro Devices designs processors. Broadcom builds networking infrastructure. Meta operates digital platforms used by billions of people. But when you look deeper, Meta is becoming one of the most important artificial intelligence companies in the world. The reason is scale. Meta's platforms reach billions of users globally. Every day people use these services to communicate with friends, share photos, watch videos, and discover new content. Behind the scenes, artificial intelligence plays a major role in determining what users see. Recommendation algorithms decide which posts appear in a feed. AI systems identify which videos a user might enjoy. Advertising algorithms determine which ads are most relevant for each individual. These systems process enormous amounts of data in real time. Every interaction generates signals that help artificial intelligence models learn and improve. Over time, this creates a powerful data advantage. Artificial intelligence systems become more effective when they are trained on large datasets. The more information they analyze, the better they become at predicting user preferences and behavior. Meta's global user base produces an extraordinary amount of data every day. This gives the company a massive training ground for its AI models, and those models power one of Meta's most important businesses: advertising. Meta generates the majority of its revenue through digital advertising across its platforms. Businesses pay to reach targeted audiences based on interests, behaviors, and demographics. Artificial intelligence helps optimize the entire advertising process. AI algorithms analyze user behavior to determine which advertisements are most likely to generate engagement. They test different combinations of content, targeting, and timing to improve performance. When those algorithms improve, advertisers see better results. Better results encourage businesses to spend more money on advertising. This creates a powerful economic engine. Even small improvements in AI-driven advertising performance can translate into billions of dollars in additional revenue because of Meta's enormous scale. But Meta is not only applying artificial intelligence to advertising. The company has also been investing heavily in AI research and infrastructure. Training advanced AI models requires enormous computing resources. Meta has built large-scale data centers filled with powerful processors designed specifically for machine learning workloads. These facilities allow the company to develop increasingly sophisticated AI systems. Artificial intelligence helps Meta improve content recommendations, enhance safety systems, translate languages, and power new digital experiences across its platforms. As these systems improve, they can increase user engagement. Higher engagement leads to more time spent on the platform. More time spent on the platform increases advertising opportunities. This cycle reinforces Meta's business model. Artificial intelligence improves the user experience. Better experiences increase engagement. Higher engagement strengthens advertising revenue. Few companies operate digital ecosystems with this type of scale. Because Meta already has billions of users, improvements in AI technology can have immediate global impact. If a recommendation algorithm becomes more effective, it can influence the experience of hundreds of millions of users almost instantly. This gives Meta a powerful distribution advantage. Artificial intelligence innovations developed internally can be deployed across the company's platforms very quickly. This ability to scale technology across a massive user base is one of Meta's most important competitive advantages. And as AI systems continue evolving, Meta is likely to remain deeply involved in shaping how people interact with digital platforms. When you step back and look at these three companies together, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Each one sits at a different layer of the artificial intelligence economy, yet all of them are positioned to benefit from the same long-term technological transformation. Artificial intelligence is not just a software breakthrough, it is an infrastructure revolution. Behind every AI model, every automated system, and every intelligent application is a massive network of hardware, computing power, and digital platforms. Advanced Micro Devices designs the processors that perform the calculations. Broadcom builds the networking infrastructure that allows those processors to communicate. Meta Platforms deploys artificial intelligence across one of the largest digital ecosystems on the planet. Each company captures value from a different part of the same technological stack. This is one of the reasons long-term investors often look beyond the most obvious companies dominating headlines. The real opportunity in major technological shifts often spreads across an entire ecosystem of businesses. Some companies supply the hardware, others provide the infrastructure, and others deploy the technology across massive global platforms. Artificial intelligence is rapidly expanding across industries. Financial services firms are using AI for fraud detection and risk analysis. Healthcare companies are exploring machine learning for diagnostics and drug discovery. Manufacturers are integrating AI into robotics and supply chain management. Technology companies are embedding AI into cloud computing platforms and consumer applications. All of these systems require computing infrastructure. That infrastructure includes high-performance processors, networking hardware, and massive data centers capable of processing enormous amounts of information. Companies positioned at these critical layers of the technology stack often benefit from long periods of growth as adoption expands. Advanced Micro Devices represents the processing power behind the AI economy. As artificial intelligence models grow larger and more complex, the demand for powerful processors capable of handling heavy workloads continues to rise. Training machine learning systems requires massive computing clusters capable of performing trillions of calculations. Those calculations must be processed efficiently in order to train models in a reasonable amount of time. Companies designing high-performance processors therefore play a critical role in the AI ecosystem. AMD has spent years strengthening its position in the data center market. Its processors are now used in cloud infrastructure and enterprise computing environments where high performance and efficiency are essential. As artificial intelligence continues expanding across industries, the need for powerful processors is likely to increase. This could create long-term growth opportunities for companies supplying those chips. Broadcom occupies a different but equally important position. While processors perform the calculations, networking systems connect those processors together. Large AI models are trained across clusters of machines that constantly exchange data. The faster this communication happens, the more efficiently the system operates. Broadcom's networking chips enable these high-speed connections inside modern data centers. They act as the digital traffic controllers directing information between servers, processors, and storage systems. Without efficient networking infrastructure, even the most powerful processors would struggle to handle complex workloads. As AI systems continue scaling across larger data centers, networking capacity becomes increasingly important. Every new data center requires thousands of connections between machines. Those connections must operate reliably at extremely high speeds. Broadcom's technology allows this communication to happen efficiently. That positioning gives the company exposure to one of the most important infrastructure layers supporting artificial intelligence. Meta Platforms represents a completely different side of the AI story. While AMD and Broadcom supply the hardware infrastructure, Meta operates one of the largest digital ecosystems where artificial intelligence is deployed directly to consumers. Billions of people use Meta's platforms every month. Behind the scenes, artificial intelligence plays a central role in shaping those experiences. AI algorithms determine which content users see in their feeds. They recommend videos, connect users with communities, and deliver targeted advertising. Because of Meta's massive scale, even small improvements in artificial intelligence systems can produce enormous business impact. If recommendation algorithms become slightly more effective, users may spend more time engaging with content. Increased engagement means more opportunities to display advertisements, and advertising remains the core of Meta's revenue model. Artificial intelligence also improves the efficiency of Meta's advertising platform. AI systems analyze user behavior and preferences to determine which ads are most relevant for each individual. This allows advertisers to reach specific audiences more effectively. When advertising campaigns perform better, businesses often increase their spending. That dynamic strengthens Meta's advertising ecosystem. Another advantage Meta possesses is its massive data resources. Artificial intelligence systems improve when they are trained on large datasets. More user interactions generate more signals that AI models can analyze. Meta's platforms generate enormous amounts of data every day. This allows the company to refine its algorithms continuously. Over time, this creates a powerful feedback loop. Better AI improves the user experience. Improved experiences lead to more engagement. More engagement generates more data. That data further improves artificial intelligence systems. Few companies operate platforms with this level of global scale. This makes Meta one of the most influential companies in the application layer of the AI economy. For investors looking at the long-term picture, these three companies represent different entry points into the same technological trend. AMD captures value from the computing power required to train and run artificial intelligence systems. Broadcom captures value from the networking infrastructure required to connect those systems together. Meta captures value from the platforms where artificial intelligence is deployed to billions of users. Each layer of this ecosystem becomes more valuable as AI adoption expands. This layered exposure is important because predicting the exact winners of emerging technologies can be difficult. However, companies providing essential infrastructure often benefit regardless of which specific applications become dominant. The more AI spreads across industries, the more computing power will be required. The more computing power is deployed, the more networking infrastructure will be needed. And as AI applications reach more users, digital platforms capable of deploying those technologies at scale could become increasingly valuable. This is why many investors view artificial intelligence as a multi-decade technological transformation. We are still in the early stages of this shift. AI systems are already improving productivity, automation, and decision-making across multiple sectors, but the full economic impact of artificial intelligence is likely to unfold gradually over many years. Companies positioned at key points within this ecosystem could experience sustained growth as adoption continues expanding. Of course, long-term investing always requires patience. Technology markets can be volatile, competition evolves, economic cycles influence demand, but businesses that operate essential infrastructure often maintain relevance across multiple technological cycles. Advanced Micro Devices builds the processors, Broadcom builds the networks, Meta Platforms deploys the technology to billions of users. Each of these companies represents a different way to participate in the growth of artificial intelligence. And for investors thinking about opportunities in 2026 and beyond, they may represent some of the most important businesses to watch. If you want exclusive stock tips, in-depth analysis, real-time trade alerts, and free investing guides, join the Stocks Galore Patreon today and take your investing game to the next level. Our members get full in-depth analysis on most of the stocks mentioned here. Head over to patreon.com/stocksgalore and become part of our growing community of smart investors. Link is in the description. Now I want to hear your opinion. Which of these companies do you believe has the strongest long-term advantage in the artificial intelligence ecosystem? Is it Advanced Micro Devices with its expanding role in high-performance computing, Broadcom with its critical data center networking infrastructure, or Meta Platforms with its massive global platforms powered by artificial intelligence? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do not forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you do not miss the next important investing update. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.